Question 18, how much did you make? Revenue. Let's not get that confused. That's just revenue. The costs. Number 19, why did you close? Question 14, where did you get your packaging and supplies from? Question 15, what are the measurements of your packaging? Shameless plug, guys. Don't forget to check out my Etsy shop below for the press on nail business plan bundles. Not just the press on nail business plan bundles, the marketing planners, the organization planners, the financial planners, like everything else press on nail business and small business related, so you can plan out your press on nail business. It's perfect for those of you starting out or those of you who want to just organize and take your press on nail business more seriously. It's something that I have been working on for so long and I wish I had when I was starting my press on nail business. So please do support and check out my Etsy shop. I will leave the link below. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I want to do a press on nail business question and answer, so Q&A, and I did a community post a long time ago. It's been like 5 months. I'm really sorry guys, it's taken so long, but I did keep the questions, so I'm going to take the questions from there and answer them in this video. Plus I'm going to answer the most common questions that I usually get, and then yeah, just randomly put them in at the end. So yes, let's get into the video. So the questions are not in any particular order, so I'm just going to randomly read them out. So question number 1, why should we buff the nails first? Now this is a pretty common question. If you've been in the nail business for a long time, it's kind of like common sense, but like I also never do this before. But basically buffing the nails helps your gel polish to stick better or adhere better to the nail so that it lasts longer, especially if you're doing nails on your hands or gel polish on your hands. It's very essential that you buff the nails because like it creates a rough surface for the polish to cling onto when it dries. So yes, always buff your nails, even if you're using that light buffer. I used to use the electric nail file. That's always not very necessary because it's quite rough. But for press on nails, most of the time I use a normal nail buffer and that's more than good enough. Now I've actually also tried to paint press on nails with no buffing and it worked pretty well. I wouldn't do it all the time, especially if I was going to sell the nails because I want to sell high quality nails. I would always buff. But from my experience, when doing press on nails or just artificial nails, you can kind of get away with just going in with the gel polish, but I wouldn't recommend it. But you can do it, especially if you're just doing the nails for yourself. And it's mainly because artificial nails don't have the natural oils on our fingers like our fingernails do. So yes, they don't need to be buffed necessarily. Okay, question number 2, can you make a video explaining more about sizing? Definitely, yes, I can. I was planning on doing a video about sizing. I already have a video about sizing, but like a different one, something more specific and more in detail about sizing. But yes, I will do a video about sizing. Number 3, tips about designs. I have trouble with French tips and curved lines. Girl, if you have watched my videos, you know how bad I am at French tips and curved lines. But I try my best and that's all you can do. Practice makes perfect. In terms of tips, the easiest way I found of doing a French tip is the V-line method, and then you kind of connect the tip of the V shape. I'll try and link below a video where I did that technique so you can see it in more detail, but that's the easiest technique I've found. As for curved lines, it's just practice and taking your time. Don't rush it, don't use too much polish. I used to use too much polish and then it became a whole clumpy mess. So yes, less is more when it comes to making details with detailing brushes. Number 4, what is the common size for nails? Is it small or medium? I'm very surprised I get this question a lot. I wouldn't say there's a common size. In terms of the size I've made the most, it's probably small to medium, but I've also made a lot of large and extra small sets, so I can't really say for sure that there's a most common. And it depends if you're asking because maybe you want to pre-make sets of the most common nail sizes, which it might waste your time if no one buys those specific sizes. But in terms of just answering your question, I would say yes, the most common size is medium. I mean, personally, I'm a small in press on nails, but the most common size is small or medium, but I'm going to lean towards medium. Question number 5, what websites do you use to save money on shipping orders? I have heard of Pirate Ship and Shopify, but I'd be interested to hear your opinion. Okay, I think I need a little bit of help with this question. I'm not sure what Pirate Ship is, I'm guessing this is similar to Shopify, and I'm guessing you can pay for shipping via Shopify. I'm not sure because that's not the way I did it. In the UK, we have Royal Mail, so it's the main kind of shipping postage company. Just nationally. Like when I'd receive an order, I would get the customer's address and then I would just write out their address and then stick it onto my package and then go over to a Royal Mail post office and they would do everything else for me. But you can also do it online. Like if you have a label printer, you can print off the shipping labels online. But as far as a website to save on shipping orders, I don't I really don't think I can answer the question fully, just because my business was based in the UK and that might be different to the US and everywhere else. But overall, I would say shipping in the UK was pretty affordable. And when I changed my packaging from the boxes to the cards, like the cards were as cheap as 99 pence or 98, I don't know. And then the boxes were as expensive as 11 or 12 pounds to ship internationally. So it's a huge difference. Like just changing my packaging saved me a lot of shipping money. Okay, number 6, what is the best and quickest way to get clients their designed press-on sets with it fitting correctly? Do you recommend first sending a sizing kit? Okay, so being honest, yes, the best and most efficient and most accurate way that should lead to no problems is sending them a sizing kit. But that can be highly inconveniencing for you and the customer because they have to order a sizing kit, they have to spend more on a sizing kit, you have to make a sizing kit, you have to spend more on buying products for a sizing kit, and then there's the wait time between you sending out the sizing kit and your customer receiving it and then them sizing their nails. Like it's just a whole other process. It's like taking another order. So would I recommend it? Maybe, but for me, I didn't use sizing kits and I had little trouble with sizing. I've made sure on my end that I hand measured my press-on nails, and I would always encourage my customers to send me their exact measurements. So on my end, I could make sure that the exact nail would fit the exact measurements. I'll also link down a video below where I hand measured my press-on nails to ensure accurate sizings. If the case was that the nails didn't fit properly, they would always let me know and I had no problem sending them an extra nail or whatever. It did take a lot of time and it's a little bit of an extra cost, but that was just part of my customer service. Okay, question number 7, the 10/24 piece sets. When do you recommend making those and why a 24 piece instead of a 10 piece? Okay, to be honest, this question was asked to me before I made my video on 10/24 piece nail sets. So I will link that video below because I literally explain everything in detail and give my final opinion. Overall, to quickly answer this question, I personally always made 10 piece sets because 22/24 piece sets was too much. It was too much of a wastage for me and I did not have the time for that. And getting a bunch of orders at one time and then having to sit down and make 80 sets of nails is just too much for my brain to comprehend, and I don't have that much labor within me to do that. But yes, the 24 piece sets I would recommend maybe for the really simple sets, like I'm talking even plain nails or just nails with a couple of nails with some designs. Otherwise, for me, I recommend making 10 piece sets. It's just more custom, easier for you, easier for the customer, and it wastes less products. Question number 8. How would you recommend pricing your sets, by length or design, or do you combine both aspects into the pricing? So again, I filmed a whole video on how I actually price my sets. But I guess this question is more specifically on the length or design. Do I combine both aspects into the pricing? Personally, I didn't. So for the lengths, it was the same. For the design, it was different. So really simple designs were obviously priced at lower prices, and then designs that maybe took me longer than 1 hour to make, they would be priced a little bit more higher. The highest I ever priced my nails was £28. The lowest I priced was maybe 12 or 15 pounds. I'm not so sure. Number 9, I'm sort of stuck at the pricing part. Oh, number 9 is kind of the same as question 8. I'm sort of stuck at the pricing part, length versus nail designs, which I've just answered. And as I was saying in that video, it was more about the numbers for me, so how much it cost for me to purchase the products more than how long it took me to make the nails. So of course, if I was sitting there for a long time making the nails, they would be priced a little bit more higher. Number 10, do you have a website to take press-on orders, and if so / not, how do you take the orders? So I had a website, I'm pretty sure you all know I had a website, and I had an Etsy page, and people would just browse at my shop and then they would make a purchase and it would come directly to my email, or I'd get a notification directly from the shop app. And if your question means like, if not, how do you take orders, like if you don't have a website, you can do DM to order, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's not very professional. You could maybe set up a business PayPal or Cash App to just send people your details so that they can take payments via DM through that. But try not to do that for too long. Try and maybe even set up an Etsy, because I mean, Etsy is almost free. It takes 20 cents to put up a listing and you only get the fees when you make a sale. So I would recommend setting up an Etsy page if the cost of a website is not in your budget. Okay, question 11. When making pre-made design sets, how do you go about picking sizes that you know would fit best? This question seems a bit similar to the question I answered before. I didn't make pre-made sets. Again, I did not want to waste my time sitting there and making sets of nails. The only way you would go about picking sizes that fit best is to let your customer tell you their own size. You can't do guesswork and just estimate what's going to fit a person best. Everyone has different hands, so the best thing I would really advise you to do is make sure your customer is the one telling you your size, and make sure that you know the exact measurements of your nails, because also nails are different for different brands. So that's why I also recommend hand measuring each nail from each different brand and then noted it down somewhere so you can always reference it. For me, I always made the nails as and when they would come, so I would set up a processing time of maybe 2 to 5 days. So within that time is when I would receive the order, make the order and ship it out. Set a processing time that you think you'd be able to stick to, and that should allow you to have enough time to make the order. Question 12. Do you make only one-of-one sets, or are you invested and take multiple orders of the one? I don't know if it's just me or this question is a bit confusing. I'm guessing you mean like when I make a design, like is that it, or do I keep making that same design? The answer is yes, I keep making that same design most of the time until the nail polish run out. So when I would order a pack of maybe 6 or 12 gel polishes, maybe I'll just use like 5 or 4 nail polishes, and then, you know, if a specific nail design is popular, the one nail polish might run out faster than the other, which is also why I would low-key recommend buying single polishes, because then when they run out you can easily restock without having to buy a whole pack of new polishes. Did I take multiple orders of the one? Yes, I did. Question 13. The 10/24 nail sets. I don't know if I want to wait for people to measure their nails and then custom make the orders. I was thinking more of starting selling the 20/24 sets and then provide cheaper options for those who know their sizes. The main concern is I hope it won't get too busy, especially if multiple orders start coming in. But yes, if you're pre-making the 22/24 sets, then yeah, you can easily be sending those out without having to think about people's sizing. But I've really talked about this so many times. I would say the problem for me only comes in when it's a bunch of orders and you're making the nails all by yourself. It can get very stressful. But if it's just like, you know, a few orders here and there, then definitely you can pre-make your 22/24 nail sets. Question 14. Where did you get your packaging and supplies from? Okay, so now we're going to the questions that I always get like just throughout my channel, and I'm just gonna answer the most common questions. So mostly Amazon in terms of the nail supplies, like the polishes, acetone, you know, just like nail things from Amazon. If not, then eBay. Like whatever I couldn't find on Amazon, I would go on eBay and it's most likely there. Check the reviews and make sure that, you know, you're buying from someone legit. For my old boxes, so those small packaging boxes I used to use a long time ago, I kind of miss those boxes. I wish I kept at least one just for remembrance sake. But yes, for the old boxes, I got those from a Tiny Box Company. I'm not sure if it's just a UK based company or if they ship worldwide. But yes, the boxes were from Tiny Box Company. And then the cards I got from Vistaprint. So I filmed a whole video about how I make my packaging cards. I made the design and then uploaded the design on Vistaprint as I think it's under the label flyers/leaflets, and it's A6. So yes, I got that from Vistaprint. You just upload your design and then they print it for you and send. Question 15. What are the measurements of your packaging? So I'll put a screen of literally all the packaging I've used with the specific measurements, but really quickly, the boxes were 13.8 centimeters by 8.9 by 2.5. The cards were 10.5 by 14.8 centimeters. The Ziploc bags were 12 centimeters by 8 centimeters. The bubble mailers I actually got from eBay. They were 15 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Question 16. How do you stick the nails on the packaging? Pretty simple. I also always wondered this. It's weird to see the nails just stuck on a piece of paper, but I use double-sided clear tape, and it's the thick one, not like the paper one, like the thick heavy-duty one. Yes, from Amazon. You can get them in packs of 1 or 2 and they last pretty long. I usually cut them, they're quite stretchy, and then I would stretch out the tape and place it on the paper. I'll also link a video showing you exactly how I packaged my nails. Okay, question 17. Is it better to use base coats? Okay, this is similar to the first question. Yes, overall, yes, it's better to use base coats because higher quality nails will last longer. It just helps the gel polish adhere to the nail. So yes, use base coats. Question 18, how much did you make? Question 18, how much did you make? So let's get into the end of the video, and I guess we found a juicy question. How much did you make? Okay, to be honest and to be transparent, a personal nail business can be very profitable if you know you get customers, if you get orders. Okay, I don't remember the exact numbers, you're gonna have to bear with me. So in a video I made, I put two figures. I put the figures from my website and I put the figures from Etsy. I'll try and find them and show you, but those are the last figures that I remember looking at, and then when I add those up, it's about 3,800. But then I continued my business just after that, so anywhere between 4,000 to 4,500 pounds revenue. Let's not get that confused, that's just revenue. The costs, I'm pretty sure the costs were just under half of that, so minus the costs, it comes down to around 2,000 something. Profit wise, maybe 2,000 something, 2,500 something, I don't know. But in terms of revenue, like minus the cost, 4,500 something, around there. So yes. Number 19, why did you close? Okay, this is actually the final question. Why did you close? I did film a whole video about this. A personal business just wasn't my passion. Like it's a lot sitting down and making orders, and just all that labor was just too much for me. I would rather pursue other things, to be honest, than a personal business. Like I'm way more happier just filming the YouTube videos and showing the tutorials and stuff. But otherwise, a personal business just wasn't for me. Maybe I could do it like part-time, but even trying to do it part-time, it still finds a way of becoming a full-blown full-time business. I don't know how, but it was really too much. I would spend days sat down making nails. Like I just didn't feel completely happy doing it, so that's why I closed. Okay, so we have reached the end of the question and answer. I hope I've covered a lot of the common questions I get, and I hope that some of the questions were answered or was helpful. Let me know, or if you have any more questions, then do comment them down below and I will answer them. But otherwise, I think that is it. I have not missed anything. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not sure what the next video will be, but you know, I will see you there. Bye.